All right. What's going on? Chris Stellar here. It's about 10 o'clock, last day of spring break, and just started doing all my homework and figured this would be the best way to procrastinate by doing something productive. So here we are with Must Know Dates of AP World. This doesn't have to just be Miss Krause's class. If you're tuning in from an outside AP World class, welcome to the Must Know Dates. We're going to start off with Period 1 today, so I've kind of just got it set up so this is the whole world, the AP world. With these are going to be the most important dates. These will be the second most important, and these are, or no, my mistake. This is the least important, uh, most important, and then anywhere in the middle. So what I'm going to do is I'm working on Intuos Pro Wacom drawing tablet. If you're interested in why this looks so absolutely fluid, because it's a lot better than drawing with a mouse. So, to start us off, humans. So humans, for some reason, probably one of this is least important on the exam. Humans kind of pop up here about 3.5 million years ago. Uh, Probably don't have to write that out. Basically, first human ever is Lucy, which has kind of been completely disproven in the latest news. So looking forward to the curriculum change. But basically, 3.5 million years ago, Lucy develops, and her descendants kind of traveled down Africa up, probably into Iberian Peninsula, through Sinai Peninsula, into the Middle East, Asia Minor, India, into China and everything. But up Turkey, I don't know, all the places into Europe and stuff. And this starts about 3.5 million years ago. Humans break off from the good old ape primate whole sort of idea. So after Lucy kind of spreads out everywhere, then we've got the Paleolithic Revolution, which is not farming quite yet, but it is more so hunting gathering. So it's 250,000 years ago to 9,000 BCE. And this kind of pops up everywhere that, these branches off, the descendants of Lucy and humans kind of go. Paleolithic revolution is worldwide, and that's why it's so long, because it's just the spreading of humans, hunting gathering, kind of following prey. To get into the Americas, they go over the Bering land bridge into North America, and then down in this special area where the first civilization is really going to pop up. Same with Africa. They go down Madagascar and everything. Well, that's more Bantu migration, I suppose, but it just takes place over a really long time. Boats connect all these islands, get into Australia eventually, Aborigines and everything, and then kind of gives way to the beginning of agriculture, which is pretty special. I mean, it's kind of one of the big landmarks human history. Pretty much pop up in Mesopotamia over here. We've got Hung Ho River over here, Indus River Valley civilizations, and in Mesoamerica we've got the Olmecs, kind of I guess up in the Yucatan, everything like that. Kind of here are the big spots though for the beginning of agriculture, which after Paleolithic revolution is over, kind of makes way for this Neolithic revolution. I'll go agriculture. 8,000 BCE, which is before Common Era. In case you weren't familiar with that, aka Neolithic Revolution. So one of the big focal points of this is modern day Iraq, Mesopotamia. We got Tigris up north, Euphrates below, and this is where Mesopotamia slash Sumer, the first city-states, I guess you could say. All those, there's a bunch of city-states. There's Sumer, off the top of my head. Can't really name them all, but we'll just say Meso, which is about 3,200 BCE. Afterwards, 200 years later, kind of make way for uh, Egypt in the Egyptian area. Kind of completely blocked off by desert and stuff, so there's natural defenses. Don't have to worry about inner inner area wars between all the city states and stuff. So Egypt is over here. I'll just write this Egypt and the Bronze Age, which is not that important. Just got bronze and stuff. I'm not the one coming out with the classification for these. I think the Bronze Age is pretty important personally, but bronze. Oops, missing that. Bronze Age comes about 3000 BCE. So now there's metal to kill everybody with and everything. Um, Now we've got Bantu migrations, which pretty damn important actually. Kind of makes Africa black, spreads the coconut, banana around Africa, the big staple crops. Everyone thinks African food, like I don't know, pretty special and everything, but kind of spreads agriculture, metals all over the continent, and Bantu migration probably starts. It was either we'll just say the Central Africa, okay, and that's about 2000 BCE, and Bantu spread down, passes up into the Sahara and everything. Right, Bantu, and spread that coconut and banana down to Madagascar and everything across the ocean, and eventually that gives way. Somehow it makes its way across this Indian Ocean to all these islands and stuff, and you know it just gets spread. Um, Meanwhile, at the same exact time, 2000 BCE, um, here we've got Indus River Valley, finally kind of civilization popping up here. Indus River Civ, which is also 2000, excuse me, BCE. They had, all sorts of stuff like city planning. It's pretty crazy. Yeah, yeah, city planning. But they died because of natural disaster, which is pretty unfortunate. All right, next up, 500 years later, after the Indus River and the Bantu migration, the big old Aryan migration, which comes out of here. Um, Aryan migration is all about how they kind of moved from agriculture to pillaging, and Aryans kind of moved down all the way to India. It's where Hinduism kind of pops up. It's pretty interesting how they went pretty far, and they brought all their Hinduistic foundational ideas with them. Um, so Mesopotamia is still going strong and everything at this point. Uh, Iron Age kind of pops up, allows metal to spread through Bantu migrations and Aryan migration, are bringing it all over here. And Neolithic Revolution, it's still going, but the Bronze Age just about done, and it gives way for the Iron Age. Iron Age, which is 1300 BCE. So after that, we're finally moving into this area, the Olmecs in Mesoamerica. I guess they're just in this whole area, Olmec, and they rise in about 1200 BCE. Got the big heads, big basalt heads that they make to worship the emperor class, the upper ruling class, I guess, the small family that rules, and they have maize and beans and squash and stuff. They're just farming away, but they're finally settling down in the Americas. Meanwhile, North America, they're still just moving around, hunting, gathering. South America, Shivian cult comes up soon, but the Olmecs are the precursors in America. So at this point, I'd say most of the exploration to the main areas or not exploration, but I guess expansion is just about done. Everyone's where they're gonna be for a while. No more diasporas, I guess. So let's go ahead and get rid of that. It's just kind of in the way. Um, Coming up is the Israelites' golden age. Um, if I remember correctly, that's under like Solomon and King David and all those guys. And that's just in the Mesopotamian area, really. It's like not that important. Definitely something you want to know, I guess, though, because it's like the last time the Jews will be safe until their temple is absolutely decimated, and that's from 1000 to 970 BCE. And yeah, it's a little good old time for the Israelites, I guess. Now we've got Hinduism in this area. Hindu, or not Hindu, Indus River Valley is just about just completely gone. They've killed themselves from natural disaster and overuse of land and all that jazz. Just they just killed themselves. So now we're gonna get into you know past Hinduism. Just kind of skip the whole thing, I guess. It's pretty important though, and kind of gives roots to Buddhism. Buddhism, obviously, developed under Siddhartha Gautama, which lives from 563 to 481 BCE, and it might take you a minute to wrap your head around, like, what? Numbers going down? It's like, obviously, like, before Common Era, it's like leading up to the Common Era, but, like, how even long is that? You have to, like, subtract. It's ridiculous, you know? I like just, like, adding, because I'm a simpleton. But, anyways, that's the life of Buddha. Hinduism is going to be, or not Hinduism, Buddhism is going to be developing here and eventually going to spread, all into China, and especially, I guess, especially in India, especially where it develops. And then, meanwhile, China has been thriving. There's nothing on the this must know dates about China really, but I guess what you could know is there's that Xia dynasty and the Shang and the Zhou, and that all happened in this area around the Hung Ho River, which I believe is over here. Don't quote me. I'm just a 10th grade idiot, drawing on a map of the world and trying to explain it. But anyways, Confucianism is one of the big philosophies and during that Warring States period that comes out of China under Confuci or Confucius, and this is his lifetime. Uh, so by now, pretty much the world is shaping up. This is all you're gonna get out of period one. It's not that long, but all that happened. Lucy kind of pops up. Her offspring, well, I guess not her offspring, but the human offspring, goes around the world, in America too, and makes it into Africa. Bantu migration happens, makes Africa predominantly black, spreads iron agriculture across, Africa, coconut, banana, makes its way around. First Bronze Age kicks in with metal, Iron Age kind of comes in. Kind of just skipped over agriculture, I did, but Neolithic Revolution takes place. People are settling down up in the stands. Mesopotamia, which lasts a fairly long time. Israelites are there. Egypt is in northern Africa. And then finally, we've got some real philosophies, religions popping up. If you could even call Buddhism a religion, an atheist religion. No monotheism yet. That's, well, I don't know. They had polytheistic ideals in Judaism at the time, but yeah, we'll call them monotheism. And then one of the three special things like legalism and Taoism, Confucianism pops up around the same time actually as Buddhism. So this is before it. I could erase it because it's no longer, it wasn't even that important to begin with. So all at the same time, it's kind of nice to see have a time frame what's happening. Olmecs even are at this time, they're just kind of going on all during period one. And it's not a lot, but That's as much as Period 1 has to offer, I guess. And hope I kind of did a good job explaining what's going on during Period 1 at the same time, where it's happening. Because I know I can give all the info about all these things, but I could not close my eyes and point to where it is on a map or tell you when it happens. So this is helping me as well as helping you, hopefully. So thank you for tuning in. This has been Chris Steller explaining Period 1 Must Know Dates for AP World exam coming up in about 3 weeks. So here we are, cramming as much knowledge into our brains as possible, and I wish you luck on the exam. So thank you for watching. Goodbye.